Throughout history, philosophers, spiritual leaders, and thinkers have debated the nature of desire. Many traditions, from Buddhism to Stoicism, have warned against the dangers of unchecked cravings, teaching that desire leads to suffering, attachment, and dissatisfaction. Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching famously stated, "Always be without desire, so you may observe its subtlety. Always have desire, so you may observe its manifestations." This has often been interpreted as a call to let go of worldly attachments to achieve a higher understanding of life. But is desire truly the enemy? Must one completely rid themselves of all ambitions to find peace? While many believe that detachment brings freedom, this may not be the full picture. Perhaps the problem isn't desire itself, but rather how we relate to it. A young girl, seeking to understand this paradox, approaches a wise sage with her questions. What follows is a conversation that challenges common assumptions and offers a deeper perspective on how to navigate the complexities of desire and fulfillment.
Sage, I've been thinking about something Lao Tzu said. Therefore, always be without desire, so you may observe its subtlety. Always have desire, so you may observe its manifestations. But the more I think about it, the more confused I become.
Oh? What confuses you?
I understand that desire can lead to suffering, but if we completely abandon desire, wouldn't life feel empty and meaningless? If that's the case, why is being without desire considered a higher state? Should we truly give up all pursuits?
If you seek an answer, listen to these stories first. The first story is about the boy who tried to catch the wind. Once upon a time, a young boy was fascinated by the wind. He wanted to catch it and keep it for himself. He tried to grasp it with his hands, but it slipped through his fingers. He put it in a bottle, but once sealed, the wind was gone. The harder he tried, the more futile it became. Eventually, exhausted, he sat on a mountaintop, and as the wind brushed against his face, he realized the beauty of the wind isn't in possessing it, but in experiencing it.
So, many of the things we truly love can't be owned, only felt?
Exactly. The more you try to hold on to happiness, the more elusive it becomes. But when you let go, happiness comes naturally. This is being, without desire to observe its subtlety. When you stop clinging to things, you can finally appreciate their true beauty. The second story is about the monkey trying to catch the moon. One night, a monkey saw the moon reflected in a lake. Thinking the moon had fallen into the water, it desperately tried to scoop it up. But every time it touched the water, the reflection shattered into ripples. The monkey grew increasingly anxious, exhausting itself in vain. Then it finally looked up and saw that the real moon had been in the sky all along.
This sounds like what most people do in life. They tirelessly chase wealth, status, and power, only to realize later that they were chasing an illusion.
Exactly. When you are driven by desire, you only see appearances and fail to perceive reality. This is having desire to observe its manifestations. The third story is about the artist who ruined his masterpiece. There was once a painter who created a perfect drawing of a snake. But instead of stopping, he thought, perhaps I can make it even better. So he added legs to the snake, completely ruining the masterpiece.
Huh. This sounds like people who already have enough but always think, if only I had more, I'd be happier. And in the end, they make their lives worse.
Yes, when you are never satisfied, you are forever trapped in anxiety.
So does this mean desire is the root of all suffering? Should we completely abandon it to attain true freedom?
No. Have you ever considered? Being without desire is also a kind of desire?
What?
When you say, I want to be without desire, you've already fallen into a paradox. You are craving the state of having no desires.
So, I thought I was letting go, but in reality, I was just replacing one form of pursuit with another.
Exactly. Many people abandon wealth and status and instead chase minimalism or spiritual awakening, thinking they are detached. But in truth, they are still seeking fulfillment, just in a more subtle form.
So, real freedom isn't about eliminating desire completely, but learning how to manage it.
Precisely.
But in real life, we still need to pursue things like success and happiness. Are those wrong?
Desire itself isn't the problem. The real problem is how you define what you desire.
What do you mean?
You want success, but what does that mean? Money? Status? If you don't define it yourself, society will define it for you. And you'll spend your whole life chasing an ever-moving goalpost, never satisfied.
Yeah, many people blindly chase what others define as success, only to realize too late that it wasn't what they truly wanted.
That's why desire isn't the issue. The issue is whether you understand what you truly want.
So, does this mean we should strive for complete detachment?
Look at this water. It flows. Fish swim within it. If they had no desire at all, could they survive?
If they had no will to move, they'd just drift lifelessly or die.
Exactly. Complete detachment means giving up life itself.
So, true wisdom isn't about eliminating desire, but about balancing between having and not having desires.
Precisely.
Then how should I live wisely in a world full of desires?
Follow these 3 principles. 1. Don't eliminate desire, master it. Recognize which desires are healthy, learning, personal growth, helping others, and which ones are harmful, greed, endless comparison. 2. Redefine success and happiness for yourself. Don't let society tell you what success means. Find what truly matters to you. 3. Accept desire, but don't let it control you. You can strive for more, but always remember, you already have enough.
I see now. True detachment isn't about rejecting desires, but about moving freely within them.
Exactly. Laozi said, the highest virtue is like water. But he never said, the highest virtue is like stagnant water.
I don't want to be a dead fish. I want to be like water flowing freely, adapting, moving, but never trapped by my own desires.
That, my friend, is the true meaning of being without desire.
As the conversation drew to a close, the young girl sat in quiet reflection. She had come seeking a simple answer, whether desire was good or bad, whether to embrace it or abandon it. But what she found was something deeper. Desire itself is neither the problem nor the solution. It is how we engage with it that determines our peace or suffering. True wisdom is not in eliminating desire, but in mastering it. To live fully, one must flow with desire without being enslaved by it, pursue goals without being consumed by them, and appreciate what is already present without constantly longing for more. The sage smiled, seeing the shift in the young girl's understanding. Desire is like water, he said. It can nourish life or drown it. Learn to guide its flow, and you will find harmony. With that, the young girl bowed, no longer seeking to escape desire, but instead ready to walk the path of balance, where one moves forward with purpose, yet remains free from the weight of attachment.